Hi, it's Chris Asher here with Will Gaffney from Weightless Films, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. If you want to get more out of digital media, whether it's websites, video, podcasting, YouTube, you've come to the right place. Hit subscribe and let's get into the video. Like I said, I'm here with Will Gaffney, who's a filmmaker. How long have you been a filmmaker?
12 years.
That's a long time.
12 long years.
Yeah, wow.
Mostly amateur years, some professional years.
What gear do you use usually? Yeah, well, have you been using?
I've got heaps. I've had heaps, really. I started out only using Canon DSLRs, and then I moved to Red for a while, and then decided I didn't really like using Red cameras at the time. What I was using, which was a Scarlett, and then ended up getting a bit of an arrangement going with Blackmagic Design, and then started using some of their stuff. So I have an Ursa Mini 4.6K that I still use, which is awesome, but it's quite bulky and I don't love the ergonomics of it, and I don't really like the controls, but I love the image. So I still use it, but it's not my, I don't know, it's not ideal for me for the sort of stuff I do. So yeah, and then I also have just a little A7S II kit with like a cage and all that stuff, which is actually tends to be what I use the most, even though it's probably got an inferior image comparatively. It's super easy to use, so that's why I wanted to buy a camera that does all of those things.
So that's what we're about to get into. What did you get?
I got the new C200 Canon.
And you've been waiting to unbox this for
about 2.5 hours.
for way too long. So let's just get this out of the way. Let's get this sorted out.
All right, please.
Cool. Alright, cool.
Cool, just start putting it together now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's that?
The top handle. It's interesting because it obviously mounts here, but then it gives you mount points on the front, so you can screw, like, I don't know what I would possibly want hanging off my camera from there, but whatever. And then additional mount points on the top and the front and the back. This is the arm for the monitor. Put it mount there. Oh, and you can do those ones. So this thing, I don't know if it loosens and tightens or what the deal is, but the idea is that it's fully adjustable in every direction. That's one thing that's supposed to make this like just awesome, is you can have the monitor facing any direction. Oh, and it's an end mount like that, okay.
Huh.
Cool. Need the cable. I used to really love shooting on C100 Mark IIs, and the only downside to those was that they had really low bitrate codec. So although Canon's color science is pretty much my favorite, they're just not as good. They're not good enough quality. You can't use them for broadcast. And then they brought this out, and the fact that it shoots 4K RAW internally to CFast cards. It also records MPEG-4 to SD cards, and it can also record to both simultaneously at two different codecs, two different resolutions. Probably the biggest selling point for me over my other cameras is built-in NDs. I have struggled shooting on my other cameras recently without built-in NDs. I find it a real pain in the butt, so that's massive for me. They're also really good on power, so with only a few batteries you can shoot for, like, you know, I'm buying 2 long life batteries, and supposedly I'll be able to shoot for a couple of days almost on those. This model over the C100 Mark II, one massive bonus is that the audio inputs are mounted on the camera body now and not on the handle. So if you rig the camera up and you forget your top handle or whatever, you can still use it, whereas before, if you forgot your top handle, you couldn't even record sound, which was a real pain. The other huge one is, even though I don't shoot autofocus ever, because I don't really have many autofocusing lenses, this camera is supposedly built with some of the best autofocus you can get in a digital cinema camera especially. So when you pair it with a decent, you know, Canon L series lens, apparently the autofocus is incredible, and the touch to focus is supposed to be awesome as well, so I'm actually really pumped about using that.
So you went and got a lens as well?
I did. I got one of these 24-70 2.8, purely because of the autofocus of the camera. I was like, oh, if I'm going to actually be able to utilize that. All of my other lenses are Zeiss primes with no autofocus, so I needed one that will do it. Oh, jeepers.
Heavy?
I'm very surprised by how heavy that is.
It's really heavy.
It's definitely got some glass in it. There you go. There's actually quite a substantial amount of focus breathing in this lens.
Tell us, who's the camera for? Like, what's the target?
It has to be doco guys and people who do run and gun shooting. So I reckon, like, people who are doing like high-end wedding stuff and corporates, branded stuff. But for me, yeah, doco for sure. I just think mainly because it's one of those cameras you pick up, turn on, press record. Like, there's no stuffing around, there's no, I don't know. Everything is so readily available all the time, makes it easier.
Well, thanks for letting us be a part of this unboxing.
No worries.
And as with every YouTube video, you got to get a thumbnail. So let's get a thumbnail.
How do I do that?
Maybe hold it up close. We got to look surprised as well.
Good luck with that.
All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in a future video.